Everybody, it's your boy RL Knuckles, aka the Entertainment Fiend. I got just know about this goddamn lighting in my room. Like, this is really getting annoying now. But yeah, so by all means, I'm gonna start off by saying I am super late by making this video. I've been wanting this video for quite some time. I just been busy with like my two jobs and whatnot, but finally had the time to go ahead and do this video. And let's talk about EVO 2020. The lineup was announced 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and I'm looking at this list, and I'm not surprised with the list, but I am surprised with one game in particular. Now, I'll start off. The games that were announced were Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Those three games, I think everyone saw. Everybody saw it coming. Like, that's no surprise. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I mean, it's Arc-System's newest game coming out this year, so I mean, it kind of makes sense for it to be there. Other than that, I am so excited for this game because I think that surprised a lot of people that it was announced last year. And Under Night community, it's very strong, man. It's a very good community because a lot of people were talking about this game prior before it came out in the U.S. like the final version, and the community it surprised me how the community have rose. Definitely, beating Blaze Recross Tag Battle and number of our participants. Like, it was very, very surprising. Honestly, yes, Under Night has the better. I mean, not Under Night. Blaze Crossover has the better roster because it's a crossover, but I think Under Night is the better game, like especially when it comes to gameplay. So we have Dragon Ball Fighters, Soul Calibur 6, and Samurai Showdown. Now, I think the biggest surprise to me was Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Tournament of Champions. So I originally I think we all are assuming that Capcom is going to announce a new game. Hopefully it's a new Marvel game, but at the same time, if it is, I'm going to be very skeptical of how it's going to be because I made an article about this a while ago, but I don't want to dwell on it too much. But I'd say every time when Capcom releases a fighting game, there's always an issue with the fighting game. But that's not here or there. That's another video for another time. So anyway, I'm going to talk about these games. So the first games I said, first we were Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. No surprise. All the games were there. Those three games were there last year, and they were on the final day last year. And honestly, I think I could be wrong. I mean, it might be saying too much, but I think Super Street Fighter 5. Well, I'm not Street Fighter 5. It was there in 2016, first year, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. It's his fifth year there. And Street Fighter 4 was 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There for 7 years, and the impact, and let me count again, I already lost track of Street Fighter 5 was 16, 17, 18, 19. It's going to be its fifth year. And, I just don't see this game. It might be there next year. Maybe Capcom has plans to announce another Street Fighter game, but Champion Edition is I think we'd all assume that it's probably the final edition of Street Fighter 5, but Capcom will always keep updating Street Fighter no matter how many times, and might not be as well because that Street Fighter is Capcom's baby. They want to do everything in its power for this game to do well, and I appreciate them still trying to get Street Fighter 5 to the shining moment that they want to give it, but it just, I think no matter what it does this year or the past couple of years, it's just not going to reach that same greatness that Street Fighter 4 did. Like, Street Fighter 4 was very fun to watch. So it's not saying that Street Fighter 5 isn't, but Street Fighter 4 had something. It had a lot of hype. It was the final game for the past years at EVO. I think for the first time last year, Street Fighter 5 wasn't not for the first time, but the first time in a long time, Street Fighter wasn't the final game. It was Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'll get into that later, but I just feel as though Street Fighter 5, it's gonna be a fun game, but I just feel as though it just I think it just lost to such a what Street Fighter 4 did. That's just my opinion. Now Tekken 7, no surprise. Honestly, when I was at EVO last year, I wanted to watch Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I had to get ready to go out to an event that night. But in 2018, how Dragon Ball Fighters was in the Sunday's finals with the amount of people. Soon as that game was over, it was Street Fighter 5, but everyone, including myself, was like leaving. I didn't stay for Street Fighter 5. I was pretty much done at that point. But in last year's EVO, Tekken 7, the room was like, it was a lot of people there for that game. It was basically like the Dragon Ball, it was like the numbers how Dragon Ball Fighters were a little bit. Not saying that they're identical, but like, there's a lot of people watching that game. That was like the most viewed game for the night. Well, I'm not sure how many views Smash Bros. Ultimate did, like, as like viewership wise, including the EVO and Twitch, but like the Mandalay Bay, it was crowded. Then after Tekken 7 was over, a lot of people were starting to leave. Not a lot of people, but a couple people started to leave. But Tekken 7 though, it's been there before. Like, it originally came out in 2017 and like in the Tekken's like on the PS4 and whatnot, but it was still at EVO, like, I think the year before. But Tekken 7, it's been going up pretty strong at EVO. It's very fun to watch. The seasons just kept getting better. Now, normally with fighting games, normally it's over after the third season. Like, they stopped doing updates for that, so it remains to be seen that if there will be another Tekken 7 update after this. And they might want to, and I'll say that for another reason. I mean, I think they might keep on going, because I think Tekken 7 has done tremendously, doing very well, tremendously. Like, I love this game, despite the little what's that? I forget. Was that the super move that they have? Rage? I forget what it was called. But despite that feature, I love Tekken 7. Like, it got people liking Tekken again, because 6 and Tag Tournament 2 kind of lost. So like after 5, Tekken was still fun, but it wasn't like Street Fighter 5, like how Street Fighter 4 was great. That was Tekken 5. Then like Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 6 and Tag Tournament 2, it just wasn't the same. But Tekken 7 kind of changed that and made it more fun again. So I'm excited to see what the future's going to hold for this game. I mean, this could be it, but I think they might want to keep going with it. But like I said, I'll explain that later. Now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, no surprise, it was a fun game at Sunday's finals, and I was very happy for them. But like I said, I couldn't watch it because I had to get ready for an event. I wanted to watch it, but I couldn't. It hurts. It saddens my heart, but it had the most participants in the at EVO last year. Like, the Smash Bros. Community is growing strong, man. And with the Fire Pass, well, we're going to have maybe 1 or 2 characters in this EVO. Like, this guy, because you can already pre-order the Fire Pass 2. If not one, 1 or 2, I'm thinking that there's gonna be at least 1 new character. Now, see, Fire Pass 2 is not gonna get finished until towards the end of 2021. I know it takes a lot of that time to get these characters ready, so I mean, Essential Ultimate's gonna be there for a while. Like, it's just to start something special. When this game has its full roster, sky's the limit, man. Now, also, I just read that they're not sure what they're gonna do after Fire Pass 2. And hey, man, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. So I mean, but at the same time, I want them, the developers, to be healthy, because I know a lot of them weren't very healthy when they were doing Wii U. Like, they were staying up all night just to get these DLC characters in the game together. So only update Smash Bros. Fire Pass 3 if everyone's healthy and then you're in good shape, because I don't want anyone losing their lives making the video game. Like, it's just not worth a human life to make. So yeah, Smash Bros. Ultimate is just getting started. Like, it's gonna be its second year, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Then Grand Blue Fantasy First is like, I'm I'm looking forward to this game, well, just to get it too. But at EVO, I just don't know if it's gonna catch like the viewership wise. I mean, let's say it's Arc System's newest game to come out this year, so I mean, EVO's gonna sponsor it, so we'll see. I mean, everyone's been in good hands on it lately. 'Cause this whole thing from Japan or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I reserved my copy. I'm not trying to like do all that code or stuff or whatever. So I'm fine with waiting. But it's like by the time I get, I'm gonna be like way behind on everybody. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of catching up to them when I get that game. So we'll see how this game does. I mean, maybe it might shock people because the later games, and that was kind of surprising as viewership wise or excitement level. So as I said, Under Iron Birth. It's coming. It's coming back. Like I said, I'm very excited for this game. I was see. It's like I can't pronounce the latest version of it. But it's like the thing about Undernight that kind of bothers me is that it's just different versions. I mean, yeah, it's like kind of different game, but it's not like a brand new game. Like with Blaze, where we have Central Fiction, original Blaze Brew, I can't. It has some weird ass names, but like Chrono Trigger or whatever, blah 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 blah, and Central Fiction, like these were new games. I mean, visually it kind of looks the same, but they were new games, so with different and but a couple new characters, new gameplay elements. Like they were new games. Whereas other night it's like an update, not like a new game. I want them to make an actual new game, and maybe they might like announce a new game. I mean, granted, they announced this at EVO last year, but it's just like an update. I want them to make like a new game, continuing the story. That's what I want. Now, Dragon Ball Fighters. This is gonna be with the season 3 on the like coming out in a couple of days, and the fact that you can change your assists now, it's gonna be popping, man. Dragon Ball Fighters is gonna be popping now. Like I said, they're on its 3rd season. Who knows what they're gonna do? I think this might. It's gonna be hard, man, because this could be their last season. We'll have to see, but I'm gonna get that a little bit later. So I'm not sure if they're gonna update this. So I'm gonna get this later. But Dragon Ball FighterZ is always fun to watch. It's kind of like the new Marvel, pretty much. Like this game was the hottest game to watch that Sunday. Like it was. Oh man, it was lit. That tournament was lit that night. It was so much fun. Now we're gonna end. Now I'm gonna talk about Soul Calibur 6 and Samurai Showdown. Soul Calibur 6 I think was on a Friday. And Samurai Showdown was like on a Saturday. But these top 8, these were a lot of fun to watch. Like it was very entertaining. It almost seemed like, god dang, man. Honestly, like I would have had them over. I would have had that over. Had one of these games over Street Fighter 5. Honestly, it was a lot more fun to watch. But obviously, Street Fighter is very popular, and that's never gonna go away from the Sunday spot. So both games were very fun. Were very fun to watch, and now both of them in their season 2 right now. I'm kind of surprised Soul Calibur 6 got a season 2 because numbers didn't do so well, and at EVO, it was either. I think it was like right after Blaze of Cross Tiger was over. Not, but with Street Fighter 5 was over, they were just. It almost seemed like they were saying, "Hey, we're done." But hey, surprise! We get a Cassandra trailer, and we got season 2 coming out. Hondomaru from Samurai Shodown, he's on the game too. So, I mean, just when you thought the game was, like I said, normally when their sales don't do well, they might not want to update it, but I think the fan base is very strong for this game, and that's why I think Namco decided to push on and do another season. And now it'll be it. And I mean, will it have a season 3? I mean, Namco doesn't have doesn't have that many new projects coming out. So I mean, why not continue to update this game? So yeah, it's Samurai Showdown. That was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, yeah, it's a very neutral based game, but like how tournament players, like, I think games that you think aren't that fun when you play them, but when you see tournament players play them, they make it look so much more exciting. It's oh my god, it's amazing. Like, I was surprised of how much fun not so much Soul Calibur 6, but I was a little bit surprised of how much I enjoyed watching Samurai Shodown. It was a very fun game to watch, and granted, I haven't played in a while. I do need to play that game again Like I said, it's hard when you have a lot of games and you're like, oh, I haven't played this one, I haven't played this one, especially fighting games. So Samurai Showdown, I'm happy. I'm happy for the Samurai Showdown and Soul Calibur 6. They definitely deserve to come back to EVO. Same with Under Night. They not get those games. They only sort of come back. Now we have Marvel's Capcom 2, Tournament Champions. This was a surprise. So I think we're all assuming that it's gonna be a new Marvel game to be announced because I mean now Disney has the Fox characters. They have X-Men. They have Fantastic Four. So it's only right, to announce a new Marvel fighting game because Infinite numbers did okay, but it just wasn't the number they were expecting. Because I mean, the roster's bad, the roster's terrible, the visuals. I mean, and when it comes to fighting games, I don't really care much for visuals, but the visuals were bad. The news surrounding to talking X-Men characters were not as popular, common functions that caused some controversy too. So now they have an opportunity, redeem themselves. So it's gonna be interesting to watch Marvel too because it was running a tournament for like a long time, and having Yipes, probably the best commentator that actually coming to the game where he got his fighting game like I wouldn't say fighting game career, but like is what he's known for the most in the fighting community for this game. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Now a lot of people were mad that Mortal Kombat 11 didn't make it. Now would it have been fun to see Mortal Kombat 11 there? Yeah, but let's say I'm gonna look the title up. So EventHubs.com made a good article. I mean, talking about how Mortal Kombat 11 isn't going to be at EVO this year, but they put up a good article saying if you look at I'm talking right now. If you look up their numbers, like to basically they're their own games. The first year their game is there, they have a lot of participants, but the next year they drop down. So look at Mortal Kombat 9, EVO 2011, 500 plus, EVO 2012, 304. It's not a lot. I mean, it's a lot, honestly. Not 1,000 a lot, but I mean like hundreds. That's pretty. It's pretty rough. Injustice Gods Among Us, 582, EVO 2013, EVO 2014, 311. Pretty big drop off. Mortal Kombat XXL, EVO 2015, 1,162. That's from the previous two NetherRealm games. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot. So yeah, EVO 2016, 713. That dropped pretty significantly. And the sad part is, see, what's funny is that the next year, the roster's pretty much complete. Injustice 2, 2017, EVO 2017, 883. Okay, good number. EVO 2018, 363. That's well, I think I'm pretty sure that's more than half right there. The numbers dropping. And then EVO 2019. Now Mortal Kombat 11, 1,567. Now that's the most number that it has had. Because for quite some time, Mortal Kombat X held the record of 1,162. But now and apparently, NetherRealm is still kind of like give updates even after the last Spawn character. Because what I appreciate the most from what they're doing right now is that normally when when NetherRealms release their DLC characters, it's once a month, then the next month, the next month. No, it's like a month and a half now. Like Change wasn't available until I believe in the summer. So they take some time, man. Cause they are taking the time as to making these characters. So I appreciate them for doing that. So most likely, here's the thing. When EVO comes out, you'll have the full set. You'll have the full set roster for season 1. I mean, maybe you might have another character for the next patch, for the next update. But I mean, you look at the numbers in the year's history. The second year, it drops down. And honestly, I mean, I don't know why. It's just because NetherRealm games, they don't really, much I hate to say it, they don't really shine that well at tournaments. Like they'll have the one good year. Like never gets like they don't. I would not fight tournaments, but like they'll shine for like a year, and then later it's like okay. Like I guess Mortal Kombat X was probably like the most lasting one, especially like when they did the update XL patch when the online ran so much better. They kind of saved that, but other than that, they're like NetherRealm games. They're like a year after a year. It's like okay, it just doesn't create. And not honestly, when you watch NetherRealm fighting games or terms, it's like it's not. I'm not trying to disrespect them, but it's like it's not like the oohs and the ahs type of thing. Like you know what I mean? Like you get a couple of those, but it's like you're not like you see some crazy stuff happen in Street Fighter Five. You definitely can't compare it for what you see in Mortal Kombat, not Mortal, Dragon Ball Fighters. Especially when you look at this gameplay, Mortal Kombat 11, like all slower and all footsie based. So it's like, so yeah. Now, some people were surprised. I kind of was a little bit that Guilty Gear is not in this year's EVO. They was announced last year at EVO, and normally when EVO announced new games at EVO, normally the next year they're there. But unfortunately, they're not. Guilty Gear's not going to be there. Now the reason why I'm not half surprised is because there hasn't been a release date lately. If we had a release date, I think they would have appeared at EVO. So most likely in 2021, next year, we'll see Guilty Gear. Now I'm going to get into my next year speculation. So for Dragon Ball FighterZ, the reason why I think this might be its last year is because I think the next year, I think Arc Sim's going to be focusing on Guilty Gear and still giving out updates to Grand Blue Fantasy versus. It kind of depends on how they're how the numbers do. So I mean, it always depends on the community. Like, let's see what impact Dragon Ball FighterZ had, especially with this new season patch in season 3. We'll see how the numbers are, how the viewership wise. Like, you gotta see what the numbers do. If the numbers are really really good, they might still have this game next year at EVO. And now also the thing is, Capcom, if they're watching this, if they want to make that new Marvel game, they'll have some competition along with Dragon Ball FighterZ. So I think that's gonna be some nice healthy competition to be like, hey, we want to take our EVO back. So we'll see. Now, what was I also going to talk about for next year? Was that it? Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think most likely there's going to be a new Marvel game being announced. I think I'll be surprised if there's no new Marvel game announced. Because, I mean, why else would you have Marvel vs. Capcom 2? I think, honestly, a lot of people will be mad if that doesn't happen, honestly. I think so. And with Tekken 7, I mean, like I said, I don't know any new Namco games coming out. I mean, maybe they might start making Tekken 8. But I feel as though I think they can still make one more season from this. Maybe they can. I think they can do a season 4. Street Fighter 5. I guess I'll just see what happens. What the numbers are like. It really depends on the numbers and the impact the games have. Whether or not they'll be there next year. It just comes down to that. So I would like to see Dragon Ball FighterZ there next year. Because for me, here's the thing with me. Oh, actually, before I get into next year, I'm gonna predict which 9 games are gonna be on what days. I think EVO is gonna do what they're gonna do last year. Probably have 4 games on the final stage. But the thing is, I'm already assuming that Street Fighter 5. Here's the thing: here's the reason. Here's their speculation. If Street Fighter 5 is going to be on a Saturday, then I say it's done. Because Sundays are like the main event for the games. So because right now, I'm already saying that Tekken 7 and Smash Brothers are going to be on the final day. Now, Marvel 2, you had to put this on Sunday. I think you have to. If you're going to make that announcement of a new Marvel game, it has to be on Sunday when the room is huge, when the room is filled with a bunch of people. And the hype with that would be insane. So, what I hate to say, I think Marvel 2 is going to take that Sunday. It's going to take the Sunday spot. Now, I want to say that Dragon Ball Finals would be on Sunday, but with Capcom and Street Fighter, I think they're gonna. So okay, so come to this conclusion: Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Marvel 2 will be on Sunday. Honestly, I would take Dragon Ball Fighters over Street Fighter 5. I'll put Dragon Ball Fighters on Sunday instead of Street Fighter 5. That's just my opinion. That's my speculation. That's my guess. Now for Friday, I don't know if they're gonna have Soul Calibur 6 on the Friday again. I think it honestly depends on the numbers. I'm not sure when. I'm not sure when they announce what days the games. What days they're gonna be on, because Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, I just feel as though Soul Calibur the 6 deserves to be on a Saturday. And I know this, but I mean, it's not suck, but like, I think Grand Blue Fantasy Versus should be on a Friday. I just feel as though people are not. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I want to give him a chance, but I just feel as though Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is not going to catch that many excited eyes. I don't know. I think that might be a Friday game, and then you have on Saturday you'll have Dragon Ball Fighter, Soul Calibur 6, Samurai Shodown, and Under Night and Birth all on Saturday. So like I said, well, let's redo this again. So Friday, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Saturday, Dragon Ball Fighter, Soul Calibur 6, Samurai Shodown, Under Night and Birth. Sunday, Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Marvel 2. Now, granted, I don't know the order of this. I'm just picking the days. These are my guesses. Now, I don't like. Listen, I'd rather have Dragon Ball Fighters on a Sunday rather than have Street Fighter 5 on a Sunday. You know what I mean? I just think that game is just dying. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Those are just my thoughts on the games at EVO. Because honestly, I think EVO 2021 is going to be even better. Because I'm not sure I'm going to go to EVO 2020 this year. I mean, money, and plus I'm going to a couple of places in this summer. So I just think EVO 2021 with Guilty Gear and hopefully that new Marvel game, it's gonna be lit. Maybe we'll updates of a new Dragon Ball Fighters coming out that year. So I think I'll be more excited for 2021. Straight up, but granted, 2020 is still gonna be a fun time for EVO. And like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What games are you looking forward to the most? What game are you surprised it's there? What game do you think should be there? What game do you think should not be there? So like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See you guys next time. Take care.